this is what happens when you don't do a ban list correctly. You end up with decks like this. Anyways, the new ban list is here for Master Duel. It will take effect on the 9th of May. They said some of it is due to upcoming things, which I will get to a little bit in this video. I'm going to jump right in case you have not already seen it. So, first thing that they said they're going to do, they are going to limit Cyber Angel BENTEN, and they are going to limit Conquistador of the Golden Land. These are the only limits. I would like to add, they said nothing about bans, so I'm a little bit concerned the degenerate things that needed to get banned are not getting banned. Can we have a show of force from Konami to get rid of the things that the community is crying to get out of here? You know, I'm not talking about just the casual community, I'm talking about everybody. You know, I'll get to those at the end. They also said that we are going to get DYNAMITE. Oops, that is for later in the video. We are going to get DYNAMITE to 2. We are going to get Sekka's Light to 2. We are going to get Fusion Destiny to 2. We are going to get the Phantom Knights of Torn Scales to 2. We are getting Fractal to 2. We are getting Lao Lao to 2. We are getting Cobalt Sparrow to 2. We are getting Roxy's to 2. We are getting Analyzer to 2. And then I'm assuming because of the errata, Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon is going to 3. They did not specify exactly how many copies this would be going to, but I'm assuming it is likely going to 3. That is everything they said they're going to do on this ban list. And, well, it's kind of a start. It is far, far from perfect. This does not fix Drytron. In the TCG, Drytron is still a thing on the outside looking in, so to speak. And that's with 1 BENTEN and 0 EVA. EVA was definitely a problem card. There are still going to be 3 EVAs. Granted, you do lose 2 copies of BENTEN, but the deck is still going to be out there. You're still going to be able to throw out all the negates you want because you're going to have 3 EVAs. I don't get why you limit this. Eldritch is very much still playable, even with 1 Conquistador. Conquistador is not the problem card. This card literally says, if you don't have Golden Lord, I am a trap monster, and that's it. If you really want to hurt Eldritch, hit it where they hurt. Hit them in the skill drain. Skill drain is a deck right now. I don't care what deck you're playing. If you are playing any deck that relies heavily on back row and not necessarily on effect monsters, Skill Drain is a very strong card. Additionally, cards that I think could have hit Eldritch harder are limits to something like Cursed Eldland. Cursed Eldland obviously is their primary spell searcher. Once per turn, pay 8, add an Eldritch or Golden Land spell or trap, and you can do a whole lot of shenanigans with this card. I think you also could have hit Scarlet Sanguine. This card limits your access to Golden Lord if you have less of them. So, hitting this is... If you don't have Golden Lord, this does nothing. This limits your access to Golden Lord. So if you hit this, this doesn't matter as much, because they still have to get to this or Golden Lord. Additionally, I feel like while we're talking about floodgates, why is this still legal? Someone please tell me why this is still legal. Okay, I will keep being degenerate with this. I do want to talk about, it's kind of weird they're hitting Sekka's Light to 2. if you have a problem with draw power, why hit this to 2 and not talk about things like Upstart Goblin or Chicken Game or Into the Void or Allure of Darkness or the thousands of other draw spells that still exist, that some are actually banned or limited themselves in the TCG, like Upstart and Chicken Game, which is why I mentioned them here. That doesn't make sense to me. If you want to hit something like Sekka's Light, fine. I don't care. But go, you know, at least take care of the actually good cards first. That's not unreasonable, is it? So, Fusion Destiny is an interesting one. I don't feel like this by itself was really that big of a problem. I get the feeling this is one of their future hits. And I think that means we could possibly be seeing the import of Phoenix Enforcer into the game. Phoenix Enforcer in the OCG and TCG obviously is already seeing a lot of play. There's already talks of it being banned in the TCG, along with cards like Artifact Scythe. I think Artifact Scythe could have also been a hit if Phoenix Enforcer is indeed coming to the game. However, I believe the proper hit, if we are getting Phoenix Enforcer, actually should have been VERTE Anaconda. And I believe this is also true of the TCG list. I believe Anaconda is the correct hit for the upcoming TCG list as well. Now, moving along, I completely, perfectly understand Fractal being a hit to 2. Hurts the consistency, doesn't really kill the deck. I do believe the better hit would have been Tenki. Tenki already has been hit repeatedly over multiple formats, whether it's Zoo, whether it's the current format, whether it's Fire Fist, I know got hit there. You name any format in which Beast Warrior has had any sort of prominence, Tenki usually finds its way onto the ban list. The fact that it's at 3 in Master Duel and they're addressing the main archetype is a little confusing to me. I think Tenki to 1 or 0 would have been a better hit. They are hitting Lao Lao, and I do understand that Virtual World has been a thing, but I'm a little bit confused about why Virtual World you think is the problem when the problem actually is this. Oh, wrong way. Is this degenerate? Someone please explain to me why you are banned in the OCG and in the TCG, and Master Duel said, nah, you're fine. This does not make sense to me. Calamities is clearly a problem card to a point where you are hitting VFD, the main meta deck that makes it, instead of just hitting VFD. Okay. I do also want to talk about Cobalt Sparrow. I do understand it is definitely running around the whole Trap Brigade Lyrilusk deck. I think if you wanted to hit the Lyrilusk part of it, the much more obvious thing to do would have been to hit Samorg like it's been done in the TCG. I believe it's also been hit in the OCG, but I'm not that sure. You could also have hit the Barrier Statue of the Stormwinds. I think if you get either of those out, makes the deck a lot weaker. I think also you could have talked about Zeus. Zeus is a card that I know has been very prominent in Lyrilusk decks, and could easily have also been hit to 1. I think would have been a good hit. Then we have Roxy's. I like the fact that Master Duel is trying to take a different approach to hit this deck. They recognize that it's a problem, and even with how the TCG addressed it, they didn't really seem to get it right. It does seem to still run around. So they're taking a different approach. I obviously don't know how this will pan out, because prank kids don't have a long history of being hit on any ban list. So it'll be interesting to see how prank kids adapt to this. But we'll see. I'm really not that sure how to hit them myself. They went ahead and hit Analyzer. Now this one, I'm a little bit scratching my head. I mean, I know Analyzer's good, but why don't you hit, like, Researcher? Like, why Analyzer over Researcher, or Seeker, or even Block Dragon? Block Dragon obviously has been banned by both the OCG and the TCG. ADAMANCIPATOR is abusing it, even if you put it to 1 with Union Carrier. Union Carrier obviously is a problem, and I'm going to get into another card with Union Carrier as well that I do think needs to be talked about. If you keep Block Dragon in the game, you keep letting Rock do whatever the Rocket wants, and it's not going to go away. I don't care how much you hit it. Block Dragon is just a stupid, degenerate card, and people are going to keep abusing it. You need to get rid of Block Dragon. That is the problem card. Now, speaking of Union Carrier, why is this still legal with Union Carrier in the game? I would make the argument that if Union Carrier were banned, this would be fine. But I don't think that Union Carrier and this card could exist at the same time. I haven't really seen it abused much yet, but I would imagine going forward you're probably going to start seeing it pop up a little more. And then to talk about some of the things that I think were completely and absolutely just missed in general. This is legal still. This is a huge, huge problem. If you ask anybody in the community, name 5 cards that you want banned in Master Duel. In any order you want. I guarantee you this is in 95% of the people's wish lists of things they want banned. This card literally says you cannot play Yu-Gi-Oh! I do think, additionally, obviously this is a problem still in the TCG. I know it's not as much in the OCG. OCG is banned a lot more. But in Master Duel, this is still legal. Jet Synchron is still legal. O-Lion is still legal. So, where is the line here? The deck, obviously, is still very, very powerful. They just got Barone, or however you want to pronounce that. I'm concerned that that's going to become tier 0 if you leave it unchecked. Halqifibrax is not healthy for the game, and it can empower any tuner to become a bunch of things, and especially when you combine it with 2 of the more powerful tuners in the game in Jet Synchron and O-Lion. I realize the solution that's been done in both the TCG and OCG has been to ban the tuners and leave Halqifibrax alone, although Halqifibrax was limited in the OCG, but they're not even banning the tuners in Master Duel. Can we get some explanations? I know Konami for Master Duel has said that they were explaining some of these, and for the most part, those explanations didn't really say much. They said we're banning some things. Well, actually, they aren't even banning some things. Some of their changes were to reflect what they were seeing in the data for the top results for what was winning the most, and also for what they saw in the most represented decks at the highest levels. Which, I get that, and they also said for future cards coming out, which is why I do think Phoenix Enforcer is likely on the list of cards to be coming out. But you gotta go harder. You gotta go harder. Anyways, if you did appreciate this video, please give it a thumbs up, like, subscribe. If you have anything to add, if you think I missed anything, if you think I went too far on certain things, feel free to comment down below, and feel free to check out my videos. I've been very busy lately. I apologize for that. I'm still playing Master Duel. I'm about to get back into IRL play. So, anyways, stay tuned. I hope to have more Yu-Gi-Oh! Content soon. This is Mage Power. In United we stand, in Mage Power we trust.